We live in a world full of attachments. We attach ourselves to people, success, possessions, memories, opinions, even our pain. And then we wonder, why am I not at peace? Lord Krishna says that attachment is the root of suffering, not because loving or caring is wrong, but because we forget how to love without clinging. We forget how to act without being bound. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna gives us a path, a divine art of living, where we can engage fully in life, love deeply, work sincerely, yet remain free within. In this video, we will explore Krishna's sayings on detachment and understand how to live with love, but without bondage, how to enjoy life, without being enslaved by it. Attachment brings desire. From desire comes anger, and from anger arises delusion. Krishna tells Arjuna this during the battlefield of Kurukshetra, not to escape life, but to rise above the emotions that cloud our wisdom. Every attachment begins innocently. You like something, you want it, you expect it to stay forever. But when life changes, when you lose it, pain arises. Attachment breeds desire. Desire creates expectation. And expectation, when broken, leads to anger, confusion, and suffering. Krishna says, love things, but don't depend on them for your happiness. When you can enjoy without clinging, you remain peaceful, even when change comes, and change always comes. Detachment does not mean indifference. Many people misunderstand detachment. They think detachment means not caring, not loving, or being cold-hearted. But Krishna never teaches that. He says, be engaged in the world, perform your duties, but do not be attached to the results. True detachment is not escaping life. It's being free while living it fully. You can love deeply, but without fear of loss. You can work passionately, but without anxiety about success or failure. Krishna says to live in the world, but not be owned by it. It's like the lotus flower that grows in muddy water, yet remains untouched by it. That is how a wise person lives, amidst the chaos, but inwardly calm and pure. One who is not disturbed by happiness or distress, and is steady in both, is fit for liberation. We are quick to rejoice when things go well, and equally quick to break when they don't. Krishna teaches us to remain steady, not numb, but balanced. Life moves in cycles. Pleasure and pain, success and failure, love and loss, they all come and go like waves. If your peace depends on the wave, you will never find stillness. Krishna says, don't let external situations decide your internal state. True peace doesn't mean avoiding emotions, it means not being controlled by them. When you stop swinging between extremes, you start seeing life as it truly is, temporary, beautiful, and divine. You have the right to perform your duty, but not to the fruits of your actions. This is the essence of detachment, karma yoga. Krishna tells Arjuna, perform your actions sincerely, but don't be attached to what comes after. Why? Because results are not entirely in your control. You can give your best, but the outcome depends on countless factors: timing, other people, destiny, even unseen forces. When you attach your happiness to the result, you create a chain, a bondage. But when you focus only on the action, you remain free, peaceful, and strong. Krishna says, work as an offering, not as a transaction. When you act without craving the fruit, your heart becomes light, your mind becomes pure, and your life flows naturally. The one who has no attachment, who neither rejoices nor hates, who is free from duality, is dear to me. This is Krishna's beautiful definition of inner freedom. We often live in extremes. We love something too much and fear losing it. We hate something too deeply and suffer by holding it. Krishna's ideal devotee walks the middle path, not because he lacks emotion, but because he has mastered it. Krishna says detachment doesn't remove emotion, it purifies it. When you act from detachment, your love becomes unconditional, your service becomes pure, and your mind remains tranquil. You begin to do things out of joy, not out of fear or expectation. The wise act without attachment for the sake of maintaining the world. Krishna tells us that detachment is not laziness or isolation, it is selfless action. The detached person still works, still helps, still creates, but not for ego, not for fame, not for reward. They do it because it's the right thing to do. Krishna says, when you act selflessly, the world benefits, and so do you. Detachment removes selfishness, but it increases purpose. You become a channel for divine work, efficient, peaceful, and content. When one controls the mind and remains in harmony, free from desires and possessions, he attains supreme peace. Krishna reminds us that detachment begins not with things, but with the mind. You can live simply and still be attached in thought. You can own much and still be detached inside. Detachment is an inner state. It comes from mastering your desires, not by killing them, but by understanding them. When your happiness no longer depends on getting or keeping, you experience real peace. Krishna says next time you want something, ask, do I own this desire, or does it own me? That awareness itself begins your journey toward freedom. As a tortoise withdraws its limbs, the wise person withdraws his senses from the world and remains steady. Krishna uses this beautiful image, the tortoise, to describe control over one's senses and reactions. You can live in the world, see, taste, and experience, but you must know when to withdraw. When the mind keeps running toward every pleasure, every distraction, it becomes restless and weak. Krishna says, learn to retreat into yourself. Just as the tortoise is safe in its shell, you are safe in your inner stillness. Spend time in solitude, meditation, or quiet reflection. It strengthens your detachment and recenters your mind. Those who are attached to sense enjoyment and material things cannot have steady intelligence or true meditation. Modern life constantly tells us, you need more to be happy. More money, more success, more likes, more possessions. But Krishna turns this belief upside down. He says that the more you depend on external pleasure, the more restless you become. The mind addicted to pleasure cannot meditate. It's always chasing the next hit of excitement. Krishna says, happiness doesn't come from adding more, it comes from needing less. When you learn to enjoy life without being enslaved by it, meditation becomes effortless, peace becomes natural, and joy becomes constant. Be like the ocean, calm, deep, and unmoved by rivers flowing into it. This is perhaps the most poetic of Krishna's sayings on detachment. The ocean receives thousands of rivers, yet it remains calm, never overflowing, never drying. In the same way, the wise person remains still amidst endless experiences, desires, and emotions. Pleasures, pain, praise, and criticism flow into your life. But if your center is deep and grounded, you remain undisturbed. Krishna says, be the ocean, not the wave. The wave rises and falls, the ocean stays infinite, vast, and at peace. How to practice detachment, Krishna's way. Krishna doesn't ask us to renounce the world. He asks us to renounce our inner bondage, to act without attachment, to love without fear, to live without clinging. Here's how you can begin practicing Krishna's path of detachment. 1. Do your duty sincerely, but release the outcome. Do what's right because it's right, not because you'll gain from it. 2. Meditate daily. Spend a few minutes in silence to observe your thoughts. Detachment grows when you can watch your mind without reacting. 3. Accept change gracefully. Nothing in life is permanent. People, moments, successes. Embrace the flow instead of resisting it. 4. Find joy in giving, not owning. Share what you have. Time, kindness, knowledge, without expecting return. 5. See divinity in all. When you see the same divine essence in everyone, your attachment turns into compassion. The goal is not to stop loving, but to love with awareness, to enjoy the world, while remembering it's not who you truly are. Krishna's teachings on detachment are not about rejection, they are about liberation. They free you from the constant pull of desire and fear. They teach you to act with purpose, love with freedom, and live with balance. When you practice detachment, you don't lose the world, you gain yourself. You begin to live like the lotus, touching life fully, but never stained by it. You become like the ocean, calm and deep, no matter how many rivers flow in. You become like the sky, vast, open, and free. So remember Krishna's words, he who acts without attachment, who is equal in success and failure, is truly free. Detachment is not leaving the world, it's living in the world with a free spirit. It's not coldness, it's clarity, it's not escape, it's empowerment. And once you master it, no loss can shake you, no praise can lift your ego, and no failure can break your peace. That, my friend, is true freedom. That is Krishna's way of living, to love, to serve, and yet remain unbound.